What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I'm sorry. I am back with another episode of Moesha season 2, episode 6, labels. Before I start, y'all make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Also, y'all make sure y'all like the video so we can stay in the algorithm of things. Okay. Yeah. So let's just drop on in. Moesha start to narrate. Of course, she's over Q. She's giving him 2 weeks of space. You know, Q won't do what he want to do. He want to see other people. And so, but she wants to be in love, of course. So the episode starts in the kitchen. Hakeem brings his cousin to breakfast, and I actually thought his cousin was putting on, but he was in another way. So Kim and Niecy have double dates with a set of twins. And Q is dating some other girl. Like whenever you see Q, he was with a different woman. He just didn't want to commit to Moesha, and I do understand that because they're young. They're in high school, so it shouldn't be. But at the same time, you sought after that lady. You did. Lady ain't bother you or nothing. She did bother you, you know. She came at you, but that was on some other stuff. Y'all gotta leave people alone when y'all know y'all don't want it. Stop bothering people. That shit is aggravating. Okay? That shit is aggravating. It is what they call it? It's triggering. Leave people alone. If you don't want them, don't go talk to them. Go talk to somebody else. If you want just whatever you want, go see somebody else for that. Okay? Please. Anyway, Moesha and Omar, which is Hakeem's cousin, they go to the movies. And y'all know at this point she was trying to make Q mad. Okay? So Omar asked if, she was making Q jealous because he clocked it. Omar is definitely one of those guys who pay attention to detail. He's one of those men who is very emotionally intelligent. And yeah, that was Omar. Even as a young person, he had the ability to tap into his emotional intelligence. And I was like, okay, that was cool. And he's able to carry on a real conversation and not say some shit like shorty. Ugh, sorry. Anyway, he asked what happened. She said, they were getting too close, so he wanted to break up. He wanted to break up because they was getting too close, and he didn't want that. And so Omar explains to her that, Q always wanna be the type as the roughneck. So any vulnerability he shows make him look soft. So that means he had to pivot away from the relationship he had with Moesha, because you have to show up a lot more for a person like Moesha versus a lot of other women where, we're not saying that you can't be yourself, but there are some women you are required to show up in a way that you really need to show up. Like, people just not gonna get what you and just because, okay? You just have to show up and really show up. Like, everybody don't do bare minimum. And Q gave bare minimum even though this was high school. Anyway, so as they was talking, one of the kids came straggling along, and his name was, what was his name? God dog it. Tracy. And of course Tracy was gay. And let me say this, because this is Pride Month. So shout out to everybody in the LGBTQ plus community. Okay? Anyway, so he came by, and it seemed apparent that Tracy and Omar had something going on, or Tracy liked Omar, but something happened. But Tracy was being extremely rude to Moesha, for which was unwarranted, if you ask me. And so, Moesha was like, you know what? They were supposed to go to a party. They was going to a party. Tracy asked, Omar to go to a party, not really Moesha. Omar asked Moesha to come. Moesha was like, well, no, I don't want to go. I'm cool. I'm going to go home because I have a curfew. She lied. Say her parents were Jehovah's Witnesses and she needed to be home. But don't tell them we went to the movies. So she went home. And so immediately she thought that Omar was gay. So she left it where it was. So Kim and Niecy everybody get to the dinner the next day. Kim and Niecy didn't hit it off. They date with their dates. They was on some BS. And of course, that's because Kim and Niecy are always on BS. So they always find other people. They attract other people that be on BS. Okay? So Moesha tell the ladies about her date with Omar. And she tells them that she thought that Omar was gay. Why would you share that with both of them? Them hoes is the mouth of the South. They can't hold water under their tongue. Anyway, so everybody gets to school. Of course, it's blabbed all around the school because they already did a poll in second or third period. Them some stupid ass little girl. Like, I could not be their friend. I'm sorry. Like, I couldn't be their friend. So Q goes up to Moesha and tell her if you're gonna make me jealous, you need to do it with a real man. This just Q being Q. Because how is it that Omar isn't a real man? Because we can say that you're not a real man. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's the testosterone and the ego for me. Anyway, again, I would like to point out how much Niecy and Kim ain't shit. So Hakeem walks past Moesha. She speaks to him. He don't speak to her because he pissed off at her. Omar walk up on them and Hakeem asks, was Omar gay? Omar lied and said no. He was like, no. I mean, no. Nigga, who you trying to convince? If you gay, you gay. But of course, in that time, it just felt like it just wasn't cool to be it, and you are what you are. Like, but at that time, times have completely changed, and I'm glad about that. Like, people can come out and be themselves. Either you accept them or you don't. Point blank in a period, okay? So, she apologized to Omar. Omar tells her to mind her business and stop making up stuff like a stupid schoolgirl. Baby, I would have been like, Omar, who the fuck you talking to? But she clocked him. She said, I didn't make Tracy up. And that he's making up things because he's scared. The way she kind of clocked him real cute like. She was like, you said the things you said about Q and said how Q was scared. You're doing the same thing. So he's not comfortable yet with his sexuality. So I'm wondering that's why he started going to Crenshaw. Because y'all know he left his other school and now he's in Crenshaw. It's probably one of them situations. So Dee asked Moesha what was going on between her and Hakeem. Because of course, Hakeem pissed off. And y'all know when he pissed off, he don't show up for food. So she tell him what happened. Dee told her she should have not told Niecy and Kim because you know them hoes talk too much. Okay? She was like, but I didn't know. Yeah, you did, Moesha. You should have never told them. That wasn't your place to tell. I'm sitting here talking, saying like she sit right in front of me, y'all. Like, sorry. So Moesha gets the Tupperware, bring it to the den, and tries to make up with Hakeem, and he's still not talking to her. So Kim and Niecy said that they met Tracy. Tracy told them everything about him and Omar or whatever. And it was like, you want to know? And Moesha was like, no, I don't want to know. Keep to yourself. So Omar comes into the den. He goes to Hakeem. Moesha's up there. She dedicated her poem to Omar. And when he made it in, he talked to Hakeem, whispered in Hakeem. So I think in that moment he confessed to Hakeem that he was in fact gay. And so Hakeem is just, the way his expression was, the way his acting was, I was like, kudos, Hakeem, that was good. He was really taken aback. You can tell in his expression, he was taken aback. He was hurt. He didn't know how to, like, he had all of these emotions and didn't know how to place them. And so, in the next scene, Moesha is just sitting outside on her porch. And Hakeem come and they both sit in silence because they both know what it is, and she narrates out and says, "Dear diary, I got my friend back." So it was just like an unspoken, like a lot was said, but it was silent, if that makes sense. So anyway, that was that on that. I'm going to try to bring out something tomorrow. I'm really going to try. That depends on what, after I get off work, what, tomorrow looking like, because I start class tomorrow. So just bear with me as I get my schedule and get my footing. I know I asked a lot of y'all. As far as bearing with me. But please. Anyway, the last video I'm going to give y'all other night is somebody's son, because I did promise I was going to give that. I actually just did a lot of resting today. But I'll bring y'all somebody's son in a little bit. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.